So we're going to explain to you about mortgages, and the way we're going to do that is the way we do with clients. We're going to show you the 3-minute mortgage, and we're going to explain it all to you in the next 3 minutes and take it from having zero knowledge to having a chunk more knowledge. So here we have the 3-minute mortgage. So first of all, you have to understand that all lenders work in terms of risk. So basically, the more risk you are, the more expensive it's going to be to borrow. So an example of that is going to be what we call loan to value. So say for example you had a property that was worth 100k. Let's say for example you had a 10k deposit. It means you need a £90,000 mortgage. It means you're going to have a 90% loan against the value of the property. Now all lenders will tend to work in this way. In fact, if you put more deposit down, you're going to pay lesser rate because you're less risk. So if, say for example, you had a 5% deposit, you might pay a rate of maybe say 3.2%. The 10% deposit, you might say maybe pay 2.8%. 15% deposit, you might pay say 2.2%. 20% deposit, you might pay say 2%. So the more money that you put down, the less risk you are to the lender, and that's why your payments are, why your rate's going to drop, and essentially why your payments are going to basically drop. So it's all about loan to value. Now, if say for example you had, say for example, in the same example just here, you had a £14,000 mortgage. What it might mean, a £14,000 deposit, it means that you, in order to drop down from this 10% down to 15% just here, you might have to come up with £1,000 more, which gets you to this magical 15% loan to value just here, which means then your mortgage payment's going to drop from say 2.8, say 2.2%. So it's really, really important to look at what loan to value band you're going to be in. Okay. Next up is the term of your mortgage. Terms typically used to be about 25 years. Some lenders now will go as far as 35 or even 40 years. And that's how long you're going to have the mortgage. So the term is how long you're going to have it. Okay, so there's two main types of mortgages. There's fixed, and there's lots of other types of mortgages which are all variable. They might include, for example, tracker. They might include, for example, capped and collar. They may include discounted variable rates. There's lots of different types of mortgage products, but really the one that most people like to look at is fixed rate. And that's really where you have the same payments for a period of time. That could be 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, or even 10 years. Most lenders will look at either 2 years or 5 years and use those really as a bit of a guide as to where to start from. So they pretty much all lenders will offer a 2-year and a 5-year fixed rate. And the difference between a 2-year and 5-year fixed rate, obviously, is that the 2 years fixed for 2 years and the 5 years is fixed for 5 years. The only thing you will see though is with a longer term fixed rate, what you might find is there's some more charges for breaking out of it earlier on. So we really want to know really when you're going to move from your property, or when you're like to kind of want to look at your remortgage, want to look at your mortgage all over again. So basically with a 2-year fixed rate, you might fix for this period of time, and after 2 years then it jumps up to a higher rate, which is called a standard variable rate. It's really at that point there that you can shop around and start to look for a new deal. So for example, you might choose to go another 2-year fixed rate here and it jumps up to standard variable rate, another 2-year fixed rate just here and jumps up to standard variable rate. However, what we'd also like to look as well is maybe having a 5-year fixed rate, which comes all the way along. It's a bit more expensive, but you're not having to pay charges each time you come to remortgage here and here. So it might only be a little bit of difference to go from a 2-year to a 5-year fixed rate. So we really want to look at all of your options and take into account the fact that, you know, longer term fixed rates are brilliant, but just bear in mind they might have some more early repayment charges within those, which is the cost when you pay off your mortgage early. So a difference between a 2-year and a 5-year fixed rate. Hopefully what will happen over the time that you have your mortgage, potentially you could hopefully see some uplift, especially in the market at the moment where property prices are going up. So say for example you bought your property, say for example £100,000, and let's say for example after a few years it goes up to then say for example £110,000, and your mortgage might start off at 90k, and hopefully over time you'll pay that off. So that might now only be for example 85k. It's not exactly to scale, I understand. When we come to remortgage at these points, then it's going to look at your new scenario, which is your new loan to value. So hopefully your loan to value is going to be somewhere in the region, maybe then around the 80% mark, which means that hopefully you've gone from a 10% deposit to now have 20% worth of equity, and hopefully we can get your rate down a little bit as well. So basically when it comes to remortgaging, it's all about your loan to value. When it comes to purchasing, all about your loan to value. So it's all going to basically come down to loan to value. So it's the 3 to 5 minute mortgage, depending on how long Adam takes to get it all cut and looking lovely. There you go. Mortgage explained.